Zombie from the Cranberries. 4 chords: E minor, C major 7, G and D. They're all simple chords, so they should be fairly straightforward to get the grips with. First chord, E minor. Low E string is open, the A string, 2nd fret, D string, 2nd fret, and next 3 strings are open. Second chord, C major 7, and I just slide my middle finger to the 3rd fret, and I use my first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So this chord, technically speaking, you could use a low E string, but try to avoid that because it sounds better with the C in the bass, which is this note. So that's the 3rd fret from the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, and the rest of the strings are open again. So compared to the first chord, there's just one note difference, that's this one. So the 2nd fret from the A string goes to the 3rd fret. That's the only difference. But since we're shifting fingers, it looks like there's more going on than just that. But technically speaking, it's just... And this note is a sweet note that is your major 7 in the chord of C, so that is actually a B note, the 7th degree on C. And that makes it really sound mystical. If you go from one chord to the next, you lift your fingers off the strings, your position to where they need to go, you hover above the strings, and you lower them the moment they need to be there. So practice-wise, you do it very slowly, release your fingers, move to the next position, hover above the strings, and then press them down when they need to, or when you're ready with that chord shape in your fingers. Third chord is G. Which is 3rd fret on the low E string, 2nd fret on the A string, then 3 open strings, and a high E string. You have to press down on the 3rd fret again. These are the fingers I use. So my middle finger for the low G on the 3rd fret, my first finger for the A string on the 2nd fret, or 2nd fret on the A string, 3 open strings, and then my ring finger presses down on the 3rd fret of the high E. Remember that the low E string and the highest string are both the same, they're both E's. So usually whatever you do on the low string, you just copy that on the high string because it needs the same frets to be depressed because it's the same note, that string. So now we got 3 chords. Principle remains the same. So you move your fingers, you hover them above the fretboard until you got your fingers ready for the chord, and then you press them down. So do this very slowly in the beginning. And the last chord, the 4th one, is D. Sorry. Which is, you try not to play the lower 2 strings, you just try not to hit them. It is alright to hit the A string because that note is actually in the chord, but try to aim for the D because that is the root of your chord. The chord is D and this is a D note. And then on the 4th string, the G string, you use your first finger to press the 2nd fret. On the B string, you use your ring finger to press the 3rd fret, and on the high E string, you use your middle finger for the 2nd fret. This might be a bit weird in the beginning, So here are the 4 chords: E minor, C major 7, G, and D. The process is always the same. You lift your fingers, you hover above the strings until you are where you need to be, and then you press them down. To go to the 3rd chord, you do the same thing. You hover your fingers above the string. I'm not touching the strings now. And the moment I'm ready, and when the chord needs to be there, I press them down. Same for the D chord. This is the only good way to learn your fingers how to go from one chord to the next. You do it slowly, you hover above the strings until you are at the right position, and then you lower them onto the strings. And the song just uses those 4 chords over and over again. It's one massive loop from those 4 chords. Okay, I hope this was useful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.